Hello everybody. It's Relaxing Sounds 92 here. And I'm trying to make a video while everybody here is home and my cat, Emma, is in a bit of a silly mode. So we'll see how much noise she makes. Today's video will be filled with sounds and is themed, as you can see from the title, and it's DFTBA themed. I have collected quite a bit of stuff and I thought I could use a bit of all of it. So first, one of the books I have 3 books. I have both of Hank's and I have John's latest book, the non-fiction one. John's fiction is not really my style, and that's fine. I have been a fan of Hank and John both for quite a while. I think I came across Hank many years ago on the SciShow. I think that's the first thing I saw him in, and I was aware of John's books, obviously, especially A Fault in Our Stars, but it wasn't until quite a while until I realized that was him, and I think I'm not the only one. This was years ago already, so I first found out about Hank, and then I started following them on Vlogs Brothers. I have no idea how many years ago that is now. I wanted to purchase Hank's book as soon as it came out, and I lived in the Netherlands at the time, where I'm from, and I really wanted an autographed one, so I looked up the ISBN number of that one and I pre-ordered that at a Dutch web store, and by the time it came out they were like, whoopsies, we don't have that one, and I never was able to get one, and I was so salty about that I actually just straight up not purchased the book at all at the time, and I only ended up buying it when the sequel came out. And I'm kind of happy I did, because this one ends on a cliffhanger. I'm not gonna spoil the story at all. In fact, I read it when the sequel came out, and I don't know a lot of detail about it anymore. I do know I was totally obsessed with the books while I read them, and I was totally devastated when the story ended. And sometimes you get so immersed, or I get so immersed in something that I feel completely abandoned when it ends. Which is one of the reasons I'm having a hard time reading anything at all these last couple of years. I either am not interested enough, or I get unhealthily invested, I guess. So this one does not have an autograph. I really care about my books and keeping them in a good state. So while I was reading it, I took off this paper cover so that would stay nice and pretty. Many of the books I own are not in a good state anymore because having pet rats, and having a bookcase that they can climb into is a terrible combination. But these books were after rats. We didn't have rats anymore by the time we got these books. So I have all three of them here, but they all kind of sound the same. I'm gonna see if I can show you the autograph. Yeah, you can see a little bit. I don't have a anglerfish one, but I'm still happy with it. The Anthropocene Reviewed. I must admit, I haven't finished this one yet. I started this in a time of my life where I wasn't doing so well, and I just could not get myself to finish it at the time, and it's just been sitting in my bookcase ever since. And those who follow them will know that John is the one that started signing ridiculous amounts of books, and every single first edition of this one is signed. Oh, you can see you can see how far I got. Not very far. I have quite a bit of other stuff I still want to show you, so I'm gonna move on now. So another thing I wanted to talk about was pizza mess. Those who follow them will know what it is. They can't even properly explain anymore what it is. But I have some. I have actually 3 t-shirts in total. 2 pizzamas and 1 just general. Don't forget to be awesome. This one says, don't forget, don't forget, don't forget, don't forget to be awesome. And I have one really amazing one. I think I really love this one. I can barely show you, but it's like this big botanical skull thing that says, and obviously the pizza. And I really love the print. I kind of forgot that when I bought this one, these type of beige colors are terrible. I mean, they look terrible. I can't have any of the like baby blue and baby pink, all those very pale powdery colors. They all suit me terribly. They make me pale and they drain all the life from my face. So I actually don't look very good in this shirt. But I still love it. I do wear this one sometimes, normal. The other 2 shirts are a bit small on me, and I wear them in bed for sleeping. They're sleep shirts. And they're quite comfortable, actually. They're very nice, soft texture. I have no idea what they're made from. I can see if I can find any tag. Apparently I cannot. This is the only tag it has. It's very old. It's 50% polyester, 25% cotton, 25% rayon. I don't know what that means. Doesn't matter. The previous t-shirt I showed you, that's the one I also have in like this huge ass blanket that I'm actually wearing right now. I have it upside down. It says pizza this way. That's the most expensive item of merch I ever bought, because I think this big throw was already like $100. And when you live in Europe, you need to pay like 20% import, and if you have an expensive package, it also has to be checked by the douane. Thinking about what's that in English? I don't know. It has to go through places, and they also make you pay for that. So ordering that throw was quite expensive, but that's fine. Moving on to something Hank started that I thought was really amazing. The Awesome Socks Club. And I think I signed up right away, or the first time it opened afterwards. It's a monthly sock subscription, so you get independent artists to design socks, and they look very fun and whimsical. They're good quality, very nice, comfortable socks, and you support. I've heard them say it a million times. Well, you help out in Sierra Leone with mother and child care, because it was one of the worst places to be pregnant in the world, and they've been building infrastructure, buildings to provide the care that those women deserve. I've heard them say it a million times, and I try to repeat it. I can't find the words. It's fine. I joined the Awesome Socks Club when in the EU there was still a rule that you didn't have to pay for any import taxes when the value of the package was below $20 or euros. And this is $10 or $11. So when I signed up, these would just arrive. But then the EU changed that, and taxes had to be paid over everything now. And depending if you were notified on time, you would also have to pay for the fact that you would pay at the office instead of directly. So the socks became twice as expensive as they were, of which, like, all that money was just administrative costs basically, and that was too frustrating for me. So I ended up cancelling, and I'm so sad about it. I would still love to receive these, but 20 euros a month for socks, that's just a lot, you know. So I stopped that like a year and a half ago, and I still have 2 of these in their packaging. That has multiple reasons. First reason is that sometimes when I buy something that's for use but feels like very special to me, I never actually end up using it, and then it sits there forever being special and not used. So that's part of it. But also I've been wanting to do this video for like a year, longer even, even if I'm not uploading, I still have stuff in my mind like, oh, this would sound nice, or I should save this for that. So yeah, after this video I can finally start using these. I still have quite some socks in use, so don't worry, I have been enjoying them. So these are 2 I have, and then the rest is in the laundry, I guess. I mean, just look at these, they're so cute. Look at these happy bananas. Oh my goodness. I have not loved all of the designs that I received, but you know, I'm all up for a happy, ugly design over a boring design. So yeah, I am not the only European that was had this problem with the subscription as soon as these rules changed, and they actually tried to set up a distribution center in Europe, and I was on the waiting list for that, and I eventually received an email that I could sign up again because they took care of it. Like a week after I signed up, they said, well, something went wrong and it's not possible after all. So I had to cancel again, and I'm still so sad about it. I would love to have just a drawer full of silly, wonderful socks that helped pay for a maternal center of excellence. Damn it. So yeah, that would be great. Then I have another subscription service that totally suits me, that I sadly had to cancel for the same reason. This is the Bizarre Beasts Pin Club. I'm a biologist, so this was right up my aisle. They started, well, I think Hank first just did this side project on Vlog Brothers, where for a year, once a month, he would dedicate one of his 4-minute videos to an animal he thought was really interesting and cool. And then the last one, there was a pin that you could buy, and then they decided to just make it a channel. So first Friday of the month, a video goes up about a bizarre beast, and during that weekend the subscription is open, and that means that every month, when the video goes live in the US, and like 2 or 3 weeks later for people somewhere else, you would receive a pin of the animal in question. And I thought, that's just amazing, you know, I would totally love that. And it was the same price as the socks, and also the proceeds were donated to the same charity. And I thought that's amazing, but the same, like, I'm not going to be paying 20 euros a month for a pin. Like, socks I can use, but these pins are purely aesthetic for fun, and you know, so if I had to choose one of the two to pay for still, it would be the socks, not the pins, I think. So we have a few. We have Bagheera kiplingi, which is a vegetarian jumping spider. We have Solendon. Let's see, they're venomous mammals. We have We have the gar, which is a fish that can breathe air. We have crown of thorns starfish. I don't remember exactly what was weird about this one. Turning your stomach outside to feed is pretty regular deal for starfish, I think. No, I think this mostly was interesting about how the way, like, they're a problem. People fight them because they completely destroy ecosystems. We have the wombat that poops squares. We have the western fence lizard. Oh yeah, they are immune to Lyme disease and can actually cure Lyme-infected ticks of the disease. This ability might be the reason Lyme disease is much less common in California than it is on the east coast of the US. That's pretty amazing. And then the sea skater. Sadly, I'm not a big fan of this one because this is a regular skater that you could find on ponds, but the sea skater is kind of amazing because they are on the surface of the sea, which is much more difficult place to be than just a small pond where there's not a lot of stuff going on, you know. So they accidentally made the wrong image, I guess. I don't know how that's even possible. But yeah, that was the last one. Then we had to cancel. And we're still subscribed to the channel. We still watch every month. And every month when the pin is amazing, I get sad, I have to say. I don't know how many viewers they have from the US and from outside the US, but when you're on the English part of the internet, so much of what's going on is about the US, and then Europe is completely left out, and that kind of annoys me. Okay, then I have one last thing, which is DFTBA related, but not directly Hank and John stuff. Let me get it. Maybe you already recognize what this is. Maybe not. This is a book from Hibiscus, as you can see here. This is the gratitude journal. I've been a fan of Hibiscus for quite a while, and they have their own calendar every year. And 2 years, no, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, okay, previous calendar we also bought. We have one up now, and I already bought the new one. And I actually bought this gratitude journal with it last year. So this has been in my house in plastic for a year already. The reason why is because around the time I ordered this, I also decided to see if I could keep like a bullet journal style diary for myself. been neglected the whole time, but at least it's still protected by the plastic. This is the calendar last year, and they're very beautiful. It's very good quality paper and print. It's just very pretty. I really like buying merchandise that I can use, because then I can buy something that I might have bought anyway, like socks or a calendar to hang on the wall. But now I can support my favorite creators with it. I love their little duckies, you can see one right here. I don't know if you, oh yeah, I think you can tell. It's like a nice holographic coating on all these.